What's up guys, Gemma here and back again for another video. And a couple of weeks ago, as part of the Games You Must Play series, I picked out 5 PS4 games that you guys actually went pretty crazy for. You actually had some great feedback. And today I want to talk about 5 PS4 games that just didn't cut it for me. They were reasonably hyped, actually, reasonably hyped. Maybe aside from one of these, but the majority of them, excuse me, are reasonably hyped, and they were just completely disappointing. For some of you guys, you may have really enjoyed them, and I know there are a lot of positive reviews out there, and that just shows just how diverse people are when it comes to gaming, and just how different games affect different people. But for me personally, I was highly disappointed. I did buy all of these when they first came out, so think about paying full price for these games, and ask yourself, would you have paid full price for them when you see exactly what the 5 games are? So stay tuned, stick around, let me know your 5 or however many you want to share in the comment sections below of PS4 games that you felt tremendously disappointed with. And guys, I just want to say as well, for the stream later, just put the brakes on a little minute. A green screen came today, so that's going to be awesome, so stick around for the stream later as well. So guys, let's take a look at number 1, my first disappointing PS4 game. Actually bought this on the special edition on launch. It was the Order 1886. Now, I remember watching a trailer of this back at E3 and being blown away by the graphics, and I think a lot of people out there were totally blown away by the graphics. But I think if anything this generation has taught me is that graphics do not make a good game, and I think a lot of people have started to completely forget about how beautiful a game looks. Although it's great, it really needs to be backed up with solid gameplay, really good mechanics, and a consistent story. And for me, those 3 areas are exactly where the Order 1886 falls down, because although I think, yes, graphically it's great, there's the battles, they don't happen enough, there are way too many cutscenes that you can't skip, and it highly frustrates me because it doesn't, I can't interact with the game as best as I want to. I feel like I'm kind of watching a movie with me running around just a little bit. Unfortunately, I think I played it about twice. I got quite far into it, played the hell out of it for those 2 times when it first came out, but I've stepped away from it ever since, and I haven't touched it. I need to probably put this back in the special edition case. It's actually downstairs, but unfortunately it fell flat for me, guys. And let me know what you think. I appreciate your views, and if you enjoy this game, then kudos to you, more power to you, but it lacks in so many areas, unfortunately. Graphics don't make a good game. Consistency is something that this completely lacks. Guys, let's take a look at the second game. So this game, I actually did a stream of this game, and I bought it because it was 15 quid. It was £15. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a AAA title, but the likes of Jacksepticeye really brought this into the forefront of people's minds, and it had some promise for me. I love my top-down stuff. It is an 8-bit style graphics, which really taps into the retro gamer in me. Guys, this one is the Escapists on the PS4. I had high hopes for this, and I figured spending £15 wouldn't injure me too much. However, I played it once and once alone, and that was on the stream many months ago. Now, what I found about this game was that it was way too slow. I wanted things to move pretty darn quickly, and unfortunately this completely lacked pace for me. I found that my ability to make choices are very limited, as obviously you're in a jail and you are kind of governed by routine. You know, if you have to go to the gym or the mess or get up or whatever, you have to do it. So I found that, you know, I lacked a lot of choice in this, and I think at the same time I discovered Stardew Valley, which is for me very similar in terms of its kind of bright popping colour palette. You know, it's top down, really nice graphical style, and for me something like Stardew Valley, where you've got a little bit more choice on where you go in the world, is phenomenal compared to this, which feels incredibly rigid. Again, you know, you might like it, and that's absolutely fine. I've read some average reviews, and again, I really do love Team 17 as well, way back from the Amiga days of my childhood, but unfortunately it's way too slow. My ability to make choices and really kind of play the game how I want to play it was stifled completely. Let me know if you played it, let me know if you like it. If you can pick it up for less than 15 quid, you know, maybe you can get it for a tenner in a bargain bin or something like that, or even £5 or somewhere, you may be able to score this online super cheap, then I'd definitely recommend it, but just step away from it other than that, guys. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Next up then is a game that I paid $29.99 for, which was full price on release, $30 in the US, slightly more expensive over here, and it was recommended to me by somebody in game, and I was really hyped for it. And as it was sold to me in a way that I really felt that I could completely get into it, you know, RPG elements, a little bit of stealth, you know, really cool kind of gameplay mechanics, just something completely different is what I was after. Thought this was it. So it is 7 Days to Die, streamed it once, didn't really like it. So why do I not like it? First off, the graphics are absolutely shocking, which again doesn't really bother me if the gameplay is consistent. But not only are the graphics shocking, it's incredibly buggy, it's incredibly slow, and I just found that I didn't take much guidance from the game. You know, you start out, there's very kind of minimal tutorials. I didn't really know what I was doing, but when I finally kind of established what I was able to do, I just didn't like the combat system. I thought that the weapons broke way too easily. The enemies took like a complete beating before they'd even go down. I found it immensely difficult, which again isn't the reason why I dislike it, but it doesn't really have any other strength for me. I really thought I was going to get something awesome from this. I also don't like the crafting system. I think it takes way too much time to evolve into something that makes you feel powerful. So unfortunately for me, whilst this game I think is conceptually phenomenal, it completely lacks. It lacks in all areas. There's nothing I like about this game other than the box art. And you know what? The back actually looks pretty sick as well. So we'll go back and front box art as an absolute bonus for this game. I will say as well, the menu systems are a little bit too kind of complex. Straight off the bat, they're not easy to navigate around, and I think for me as a player I like autonomy and fluidity. I want to be in and out of menu systems really quickly on a game like this. So, you know, something like Battlegrounds, you're in and out of menu systems. There's multiple ways to access menu systems on Battlegrounds with your tab or your inventory, you know, your I key. There's loads of little kind of tweaks, whereas this, it feels like I'm trying to wade through concrete really quickly that's about to set, and the concrete's setting around me and I'm just slowing down. Don't buy this game, guys, unless you can pick it up super damn cheap. But if you like it, I respect you and I want to hear from you in the comment section below. This is my third game, guys. Stick around because we've got 2 more to show you before we conclude. Another full price game right here. A game that was reasonably hyped. Again, a nice first person shooter, so something a little bit different to what I've already shown you guys. It is Homefront The Revolution. It looks okay. It plays okay. I mean, this isn't a disastrous game by any stretch of the imagination. I found some of the animations in this game, such as the recoil on some of the weapons, is absolutely shocking. The frame rate is really glitchy. The story for me, again, is absolutely shocking. It's terrible. I like this kind of idea of, you know, Philadelphia 2029, the settings. I thought maybe we could kind of get something like a little bit of a Half-Life 2 twinge out of this, but unfortunately we didn't. I played about 5.5 hours of this, and I saw a lot of streamers play it, and it's quite, for me, I've heard it's quite a short game. I haven't completed it, but let me know if you've completed it, and obviously let me know what you guys think as well. Now, why are these things continuing to happen in the gaming world? You know, sub average games, you know, things like the No Man's Sky disaster, when it kind of so hyped came out and flopped. People expected a little bit more from this and it didn't quite reach people's expectations. Are we seeing too much of that in the gaming world, whether it's your Xbox One or your PS4 camp? It doesn't matter. Let me know your thoughts. But guys, this is my 4th game that really disappointed me, and I would advise that you avoid unless you can get it in a bargain bin. We're going to take a look at the final game now, guys, and then we're going to conclude. So this was a PS4 launch title, so quite an old game now, and it was a series that really grew on me on the PS3, and I expected a lot, considering the first game on the PS3 that I will show you here was one of my absolute favourites. Guys, this is Infamous Second Son, the 3rd game in the series, and again a game that really pushed the PS4 as a selling point before release. The world for me in Infamous is an incredibly important place. The cities felt real and alive in the very first game. You know, sorry, the city felt real and alive in the very first game. I loved all the powers. I loved how fast it felt. Everything felt, again, fluid, automatic, and I felt like I could kind of glide between buildings, obstacles, cars, anything, you name it, with ease. Whereas this, I felt that the city didn't feel as alive. It felt very rigid, and you'd often see pedestrians walking around and it just didn't feel real, you know. Again, quite buggy in places for me. I don't know about you, maybe it's because it was an early game, I have no idea. And the power, again, your powers that you obtained, I just wasn't gelling with it. It's really difficult to kind of put a description on it because it was just like a feeling. I just didn't feel like I gelled with this game in the slightest. Not quite sure why I still have it, maybe just out of nostalgia purposes really, for the first game pack on the PS3. So I was kind of gutted, you know. Really, probably the game that let me down the most was definitely this. Would you like to see a revamp of the Infamous series? Smash your comments below. I would only like to see a revamp personally if it's going to go back to its absolute core, maybe with a little bit more pace. I think as well the city and the colours in this were way too bright. I found it kind of like really nice in the first game because things were really dark and kind of claustrophobic, and you just had the kind of neon lights twinging in the background, you know, graffiti popping off the walls. I really liked the atmosphere. This was just way too open, way too bright, way too kind of orange and not dark enough for me. So I would like to see a revamp, but only if it takes it back to its roots. So yeah, those are my 5 PS4 games you just don't need to bother with. So guys, there we go. What can we say? Disappointing, yes. But I want to hear from you guys listing some games. If you can list more than 5, then that would be great. I always like to see the value that you guys can add to a video. So thank you very much for watching. However you support my channel, whether it's streaming, whether it's here, appreciate it nonetheless. But have a beautiful day, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with a video. My name's Gemma. Take care. See you soon.